I received my Starlink kit today. I ordered it around a week ago. It was delivered today by DHL. Let's take a look what's inside the box. So first of all, we are greeted by the base of the Starlink dish. It has 4 legs and a hole in the middle where the Starlink dish clips into. And now we have the dish itself. This is the Gen 2 Starlink dish with a rectangular flat base. This is the only version available for order at the moment in Fiji. The dish already has the cable attached to it, but it can be removed to route the cable through small openings. Next up, we have some information about the setup process and some stickers. And this is the Starlink router. It has a glass finish in the front, and it has only 2 ports at the bottom. One is for the AC, and the other one is for the cable from the Starlink dish. Cable is around 50 feet, and it carries power from the router to the dish and gets data from the dish to the router. This part goes into the Starlink router, or an Ethernet adapter. I bought the Starlink Ethernet adapter as well. This costs $88. Let's take a look what's inside the box. Okay, so we have a little information guide about how to connect the adapter, and this is the adapter that's in the box. Now let's connect everything together. The cable from the Starlink dish will go into the adapter. You can see here I'm holding onto the adapter, and I've inserted the Starlink cable. It can only go in one way. Now this portion is the other end of the adapter, which goes into the Starlink router. The Starlink router has 2 ports. The smaller one is for the cable that's coming from the adapter. Or if you don't have the adapter, you can connect the cable that comes directly from the dish. To connect this, you can only push it inside in one orientation, so you don't have to worry about doing it incorrectly. And now we'll move on to the AC cable. Let's remove this paper piece that's holding it in place. Unfortunately, the cable has a US plug on it, so you will need an adapter to connect it to our local outlets. This is the other end that will go into the Starlink router. So let's plug that in. Okay, now we have everything ready. We just need to connect an adapter to the power plug, and we can turn it on. This is the one that I had laying around in the house, so we'll just connect it to the wire that's attached to the Starlink router. And after we have done this, we will be ready to connect it to the power and switch it on. Okay, so now I'm on top of the roof. I've placed the Starlink dish onto its base and turned on the power. We are just waiting for it to initialize and orient itself. Okay, there you go. It has used its motor to orient itself. It will collect some data to find the best way for it to point toward the satellites. So this setup is just a temporary solution. I have just placed it on the roof to test the connection, and later I will find a way to secure it in place. It should be secured well because it can be knocked over by strong winds. And as I was testing this, it started to rain a bit, as you can see, so we can even test if it will work in the rain or on cloudy days. Okay, now I've come inside. I've opened the Starlink app and signed in with my account, and this is what I see. Let's do a quick speed test. Wow. So we are getting around 180 now. It's going up to 200 megabits per second. Our upload speeds are around 28 megabits per second. We also have an option to do an advanced speed test, as shown at the bottom of the screen. When you press this, it does the speed test separately. It does the speed test from the router to the internet. And after it is done doing that, it will test the speed from your device to the router. We are getting around 250 megabits per second download. And our uploads are around 200 megabits per second. So let's do some testing. I've played some 4K videos on YouTube. You can see the connection speed there. It has already loaded around 25 to 28 seconds of video. Now let's try to skip ahead. So just 1 second of buffering, and it's already loaded 10 seconds of video. We are getting good connection speed with no dropped frames, so it seems to be keeping up well with 4K video. Let's play something from the home screen. So that loaded up quite quick. Let's check if it's still running at 4K. Okay, still running at 4K, which is 2160p. And we have good connection speed with 16 seconds of preloaded video. So no problems at all running 4K streams. This is the next day. I have placed some concrete blocks and tied it securely with some wire so that it doesn't get toppled over by strong winds. The Starlink system is good for our location. We are in a farm in a rural area in Maduata. We previously did not have good internet connection from our local ISPs, and now we can get high-speed unlimited internet to our home with Starlink. And we are pretty happy with it. Overall, I'm very pleased with the performance so far. The setup process was straightforward, and the system seems robust enough to handle our needs. I'm looking forward to using it more and seeing how it performs over time. Thanks again for watching and joining me on this unboxing and setup journey. Until next time, take care.